It's going to be a phenomenal day for you, for your business, for your dreams, for your goals. I'm excited to be here, and I trust you're excited to have me here in your presence as well. Uh, Here we go. So, if you are here, then you likely are on one of the social platforms that I'm on. Author K Lee is my name. KLE Business is my business handle's name. And today I'm going to be taking you through the different business services that I offer. Really, just honestly, not even taking you through to like give you an explanation on my company, but I want to show you some of the things that we're doing that I believe is blessing people, and I believe it'll help you too. Okay. One of the things that a lot of people know is I am a published author. I have 64 books that I've published up to date, and there's still more I'm working on. So, y'all, it's not over. My goal to 100 is getting there. And so, thank y'all for the many of you who have been ordering books, signed copies from yours truly, author K Lee. Okay. So, it's K and then Lee. But I also want to come on here because as a publisher with KLE Publishing, we are doing a lot of big things for a lot of good people. And I want to share some of their books with you today. I want to show you their covers. I want to talk to you about how we went about helping them and ultimately how we can help you as well if this is something you would like to do. Okay. So you are in the right life. If you're looking to be encouraged to continue in your journey with writing, with publishing and sharing, if you are already an author and you're looking on how can I sell more books, what do I need to do? I want to talk to you today about how basically you need to build a business. You have to build your brand. You have to get out there. You have to have the faith, the confidence to keep going when you think of quitting, okay? Because it happens to us all right? When the dream doesn't fully manifest, we might say, man, am I wasting my time? And I want to let you know, no business was built overnight, okay? I know a lot of us hear the stories, oh, you put it out there, everybody gonna buy your book all around the world. But if you're a published author, you probably quickly have figured it out. It doesn't really work that way. And you have to have a plan, a business plan even, on how you're going to move your ideas and your book forward, okay? And ultimately sell more books, build your authorship business. And if you haven't been treating it like a business, or more like a hobby or something you said and you forget it, I want to encourage you to turn back around and look at it again, okay? And I'm going to share with you some of the things I do as an author, and then the things I do for others as a publisher and business strategist. Okay. So if I can help you launch your authorship business, I would love to talk to you more about it. And that's why I wanted to come on this live to share, to let you know how I work and how things work with KLE Publishing, and also how the KLE Business Concierge can help you really launch your business, no matter what it is. But in this life, we're focusing particularly on authors because I work with a lot of them, and building their brand, their business is what I love to do. Okay. So here we are. All right. When I first started, I had 0 books, like many of you, but I want to let you know, before you really can get into everything that there is for you, you have to know you have a story to tell. I know some of us say, well, Krystal, I don't know how good my story is. I don't know if people are going to be interested, if they're going to want to buy my book. How do I know if I should publish anyway? Okay, so let me go here real quick. And the first thing I do when I get an idea is, of course, I write it down. I look at what is my purpose? Why am I wanting to write? What am I going to want other people to get out of what I'm sharing in the book? Whether it's entertainment, whether it's education, whether it's inspiration, whether it's motivation, or spiritual empowerment and growth and development. You want to know what your purpose is as you start to write, because these are going to be the things that come back and will help you know where to market your book, who to build your brand with, for, okay? And then ultimately how to sell books, okay? I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm just going to get out and sell it. Yeah, that's great. But who are you going to sell to? Who's your ideal reader? Who's your ideal market? What do you want them to get, and why do they need to buy your book now? Why can't they just buy it whenever or never? Because some people, that's their plan. So you have to help show them how to use what you're building. Okay. And for some of us, we don't necessarily like having to educate people because it could take a long time. And sometimes people just don't get it. So this is why you don't want to just spin your wheels with people who will never honestly get what you're putting down. I love what Melvina says. She says, "Oh, you're picking up what I'm putting down." Okay. So that means you got to be in what? The right room. Okay. Which means you got to be telling the right people about what you're writing so that they will have an interest and pull into what you're doing. All right. Everybody still with me? I believe we're doing good so far. Okay. So here we go. So yes, so that's the first thing is what's your why statement, okay? And then what's your purpose, okay? So when you know what your why is and your purpose is, then you can know what the story is. I know for a lot of us, we just start writing and we say it'll come to me. But how many of you have gotten more confused, by trying to write your story this way than if you would have found a better way to do it? For some of us, our books are not done, not because we're not dedicated or motivated. They're not done because we don't know the process to write our stories and make our stories even applicable to other people. Some of us are writing, but the only person we're appealing to is ourselves. And there is room for that. I encourage journaling. Okay. So if you need to journal in order for you to be able to express yourself, please do it. I tell you in a heartbeat, writing is therapy. Writing is my therapy. I love writing. Okay. But I also realize if I want to sell this book, market this book, then I can't just write for me. I got to write for my audience. I got to write for my reader as well. And I have to think about their journey. Okay. So my question to a lot of my authors is, what's your reader's journey? What does that look like for them, for you? What do you want them to experience, learn, etc.? Okay. And if you don't know the answer, it's not a bad thing. Okay. It just means you got to go back to that or make sure you start there. So as you build your outline, which is the next step, okay, after you know what your purpose is, after you know what your intention for why you're writing the book, the next thing you want to do is to build your outline. Okay. If you have not gotten your outline, if your outline is shaky, if it wasn't really developed to begin with, you kind of put it together haphazardly and you was like, yeah, it's good enough. Okay. But then when you started writing, you got writer's block, you got stuck, you wrote some, but you know it could be longer. Okay. So when you feel like these things, it's a good thing. It means that you are taking accountability for your work, which means that a publisher, an editor, a ghostwriter can help see your vision because you already started writing it down. Okay. So congratulations for those of you who have gotten there. All right. Then the next step, after you make your outline, then you're going to transition into writing. Okay. The better your outline, the easier your writing. The more difficult your writing is because you were not as organized as you may need to want to be able to write. Okay. Some of us can write with bare minimum outlines. Some of us can speak and all we need is bullet points. Others, we need paragraphs, sections, blocks, title headers. Why? Because this helps us to process and think. Okay. So if your outline is lacking, or if you're feeling like stuff is a struggle, you may want to revisit how are you using your outline and how did you create it? Because these things can help make your life easier. Okay. The next step you want to look at is, now that I started writing, how do I make more? How do I know if what I wrote is punchy, is straight fire all the way through? Because you don't want writers to engage and disengage and kind of like check out of the book. So the way that you make sure that's not happening is you are going to also go through the editing phase. The editing phase is where many of you may seek wise counsel. You might hire me, I'm an editor. You might hire another publishing company. But with KLE Publishing, our job is to look at what you've written and then also organize what you've written for those who need it. To, yes, check for grammar. That's one of the simple steps in the process. But the biggest one is to look at your flow. Meaning, can people follow your story cohesively? Is what you're saying clicking with you and clicking with the audience? If it's a disconnect, then the question is, where's the disconnect coming from? And then can we give you pointers and then you follow through with it? Or do you need us to basically follow through with it and get it done? Hey, AWOL, welcome. Thanks for hitting your hearts in today. I see you. I welcome you to the live, hun. So today is a day where I'm going to just step y'all through the process of writing your book so you know where you're going. Okay. I want to build your confidence today. That's ultimately what I'm doing. Okay. So after you go through, awesome. Yes, Miss Mama Kate, I was started to read it. I'm going to respond back to you today. Okay, love. I did get it, and I'll be in touch. Um, and so yes, so after you ultimately get through the editing phase and you work with a really good editor, they're going to make your book more precise. They should be making your book more lively. They should be able to help pull your ideas out and make it flow and make it feel like, "Oh," okay. If you don't have that feeling, then it may be a little bit more work you could do. Okay. And don't skip the step of editing. I know sometimes we're like, oh, I know what's good. But when we're talking, we know what we meant. But that doesn't mean we wrote what we meant. That don't mean when people read it, they're going to get it like you got it. So that means you may have to help them and add more, you know what I'm saying, to develop what you're trying to say. Hey, Songstress, so good to see you, love. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, so I want to encourage you, please don't skip editing. All right, and then the next phase, after you get out of editing, it's time to, of course, get to your cover. Your cover is important because it sets the tone for how you're going to format the book. Okay. Designing your cover is great. The only thing about the cover is a lot of people want to make the cover, the front, the back, and the spine. How can you make a spine and you haven't formatted the interior yet? Okay. So you want to set your pages for your interior files so you will know the spine width, because if your spine width is just a made up width, then you're going to find that it won't match your book. Okay. I work with a lot of authors who send me their covers and their covers are already laid out with the spine. Good morning. And that spine doesn't align with the width of their book. So it has to be readjusted. So usually when we are talking covers, we're really wanting to understand what's your concept, what's your idea, because in knowing your concept, your idea, it helps us build out the rest. So usually you build the front cover, okay, and then you build the back cover. All right. And then you can build the front and the back together and then do the spine last. So sometimes the publisher can build out your spine, or if you want the designer to build all three parts, you want to design your interior first and then do your cover. The only issue with that, you want to make sure the fonts inside your book match the fonts on the cover of your book. So you want them to be complementary. So if you format your book first, then you're kind of forcing your cover to be in the same vibe, which could be challenging sometimes because you're like, okay, and the inside is giving me this vibe. But when I look at the cover, the fonts are nowhere near the same. It kind of looks like it was put together separately. You want it to feel cohesive. And in order for it to feel cohesive, I recommend starting to design your cover first and then build out your inside and then ultimately, you know, put it together. And just so you know, once you finish this stage, the next stage is to submit your book to the publisher or the distribution portal. When it goes through distribution, you're going to be uploading your books to platforms that will ultimately combine your cover PDF and your interior PDF, which are two different PDFs. Okay. And when these PDFs are essentially uploaded, the distribution house, or, you know, the place that will become your printer, knows how to combine the two files to print your book and make them accessible. I recommend finding ways to publish your book to get to as many outlets as possible. When we're publishing and doing distribution, we get you to 44,000 outlets at one time. So you're not having to log into all of these stores and remember all of this stuff. Everything's in one account. Okay. So this is the benefit of using a publisher, is they know how to upload all of your stuff. Everything will make sense. It's a turnkey concept and you don't have to figure out stuff you don't want to figure out. Okay. After your book is essentially uploaded, that's when you have to get to work and you have to start building out, okay, a business strategy to be able to make things start clicking. Okay. I want to be really clear. Yes, you can sell books and you don't market a thing, but the chances of your business growing and people finding you and learning you and doing is not necessarily going to happen because you put it on Amazon or you put it somewhere. It's going to happen because you are building your business and you're taking it seriously. Okay. One of the things I express to all my new authors is the numbers. All right. Because before you invest, whether it's $100, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, you should probably know how much this business can really gross. Right. And that's what I want to tell you now. So when you start this business, most people sell 500 books lifetime. Okay. So if you sell 500 books lifetime, that means that if you do our recommendation, most books are $20 a unit. So if you're selling your books at $20 a unit, you sell 500 copies, that means that ultimately you're going to sell about $10,000 worth of books, okay, in money, or, as far as revenue. All right. Now, if you're like, well, Krystal, 500 books, that's a whole lot. That's where you need to have a business strategy. That's when you need to know, okay, well, how am I going to do that? You need a plan, right? If you got to do 500 books, how are you going to do that? And you don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm lost. And this is where a lot of the authors find me who've already published their books. They're like, Krystal, I put my book out there, but I haven't sold anything, or I haven't made any money. I haven't gotten any royalties. And honestly, there are millions and potentially even billions of books that are out there and that will continue to come into this industry, into this market. How are you going to be found in the midst of all of this? Okay. And if you want to know how are you going to be found, you have to start with building your business. Okay. And so building your business is how ultimately you're going to reach more people. You're going to increase your chances of selling books. And the better you design your book from inside to outside, you're going to know who your ideal reader is. So when it comes time to market, to advertise, to promote, and to do different events, you'll know which ones to go to because your book was designed with your end result in mind, which is to reach your readers and to sell books. Does that make sense? Okay, so that is ultimately the process. Thank you, Alma. I see you, hon. That is the process of how you essentially start with your story and you bring it all the way through and you get your book on platforms, and then what you need to do when it's done. Okay, so I know all that sounded like, okay, Krystal, that sounds pretty straightforward. So the question becomes, where is your story? Where is your books? Where is your journey? Where is your journey going to begin? And I want to encourage you, if you are looking for a publisher, if you're looking for someone to help you, KLE Publishing is my publisher. And I wanted to share some details about some of the authors that they've published. They have nearly, I'm going to show y'all because it's probably easier to show y'all than to count them because I didn't do that. But this is one of their authors. Her name is TC Martin. Her book is called Ask, Seek, and Knock. There is an answer. She had to write this book in order to finish her dissertation. So if you are on this live and you got to publish your book for your dissertation, KLE Publishing was able to help her to complete her book, to format it, to make sure it met APA standards. As you know, to get your dissertation, it has to be an APA, especially if you're in some of the scientific fields, it's required. So this was her book. And then this right here is like her bio. One of the things I love about my company, KLE Publishing, is all of our authors, we give you a landing page on our website that we manage for you. Okay, there is no additional expense for you to have a page like this on our website. What we do is make sure our authors have the ability to brand and build their SEO, which is search engine optimization. Okay, so if you don't know what SEO is, if you haven't started building your SEO as an author, then I want to encourage you, start building your SEO. Start creating content. Start creating quality content. Let me say it that way too, because this will help people when they search your name to find you. Okay, so if you have not created your website, this is one of the things we also do is we build websites for our clients. So if you don't have a website and you know you need one, want one for your company, your authorship business, service company, or nonprofit, we can build a website for you. Okay, and of course, we can link our authors to their websites, which is what we do from our site. Okay. Another thing that I want to show you as well is we do all kinds of genres. Now, William Gray is a man who has an incredible story. He spent some time incarcerated, and after his incarceration, he was able to share his story through poetry and help other people to learn his mistakes, but also be blessed by his accomplishments. So if you are starting in a precarious situation, or if you feel like your life is over, he wants to be able to encourage you that it's not. He wants to celebrate the people that gave him life while he was incarcerated and had to sit down. Sometimes we have to sit down and be set apart so the Father can pour into us what we miss when we are out and about and busy. And sometimes having time spent in doing a sentence is not, it isn't the best thing, but it isn't the worst thing if you know how to look at it. So I encourage you, if you are looking for a book that can show you how to get up close and personal, poetically speaking, William Gray has an incredible book. Here is his write-up as well that talks a bit more about the book. And of course, when you're on the site, you can click on all of these authors and you can see the types of books that they are creating. Um, Gary Washington is an incredible guy. He is a postal service retiree. He used to work for the post office. And ultimately, when he worked for the post office, his goal was to encourage people spiritually. He's an ordained elder at his church. He lives up near New York, Baltimore area, incredible Maryland. Incredible man. He's funny. He's got a cool way of talking. I'm telling y'all. If y'all could have a conversation with Gary Washington, you will be like, man, I could listen to you all day. And these are people who honestly write with authenticity. So with his book, we helped him to write his story, to outline his story, to format, edit, and publish. And ultimately, we got his book to completion. And this is a write-up of his book. And his cover design, we did design his cover as well. One of the things I love about Krystal Publishing is we will give you a complimentary cover just so you have something that we know will catch readers' attentions. If you want to get your own graphic designer, you can, but we want to make sure that the people that we're pouring into can see what we are able to do. Okay. So yeah, so that is Gary Washington. Miss Devotis Lee. Devotis Lee is a business owner out of Atlanta, Georgia. And the name of her book is Good, No Regrets, Good plus Bad equals Great. And what I love about her story, it's just all about her come up story and how she started working with a postal service. It was not the United States Postal Service, I can tell you that. But when she was not able to get promoted time and time again, she decided to pull on her retirement and exit the company. When she exited the company, she decided to do what she always said she would do, which was to launch her restaurant business. Okay. When she launched her restaurant business, Miss D Cafe in Atlanta, y'all, if y'all there, definitely go show some love to Miss Devotis Lee. She launched this. And when she launched this, she wanted to show other people that are having to restart their lives that it's not over. It's not over if you're not advancing in the career or on the job. It's only over when you decide it is. Your age doesn't tell you it's over. And that's what I love about her is that as she's advanced in age, she did not give up on her dreams. She did not stop believing. She ended up renting a space. The space she went to was supposed to go to someone else. But when she went up there, she kept being consistent. She kept making the calls, y'all. And as she was making the calls, she found out that the other person ended up falling out of the building, meaning they couldn't rent it. And she was able to step in and she's had the lease ever since. She was able to renovate the whole space. She won an award for being one of the best businesses by Uber Eats. So they promoted her. She ended up getting called out by Chick-fil-A, and she ended up getting other things from other top brands that love her. She's also an activist. She does a lot of stuff for voter rights and just encouraging people to use their voice. So if you're wanting to use your book to find people, to help people, then I encourage you definitely to check out Miss Devotis Lee's story and see how her story can inspire yours. Okay, because her goal is to go and do speaking engagements and talk to more people. So we helped her to build out her landing page to talk more about what she wants to do and what she's led to do. And I'm excited to say her business has grown. She has added more elements. Her store has doubled in size. Okay, so there is growth. And if you need some encouragement, definitely check out Miss D Cafe in Atlanta. Another incredible author. We're working on her third book, y'all. She came to us for her first book. She loves us so much. We did our first children's book, which was Hero's Mom. And this is Miss Nikita Calhoun. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of her. This was her second book, which is To Kill a Brown Girl, which is a novel. The novel is it's spicy, y'all. I ain't gonna tell you it ain't spicy. Her novel is spicy. So if you don't like spicy content, you may not want to grab a hold of this book. But if you like juice, sauce, chaos, then I encourage you to grab this book, To Kill a Brown Girl, because she wants to definitely speak her piece, speak her experience about being a brown girl. in, yes, in this time, in this world, and some of the things her character goes through, she can share how to love yourself, how not to forfeit your dreams or your purpose because other people didn't picture you there. She talked about how this girl grew up in a rural area in the South ultimately, and how, for some of us, seeing a burning cross in the front yard or on your way home could strike incredible fear. But what do, when there is fear all around you? Okay. When there is lack or abuse or this all around you. And I love how her character develops and journeys through life and shows you when you feel like you're just not enough and things are going crazy south, what can be a outcome and what some of us go through. So it's a good read, but it is spicy. It is spicy, y'all. Okay. So this is her write up. And again, she has 3 books, y'all. Her third one will be coming out. The Father Sins. It will be coming out. Another novel, by the way. It'll be coming out, I would say, by the end of the month, no later than June. So get ready, y'all, for Nikita Calhoun's third book. So proud of her. Okay. And then we get to Patrick Reese. Patrick Reese is a priest that works in Haiti. And we were able to work with him. His book is in Creole, I believe, or it's in French. It's in French. So we do work with people who are, who speak other languages. We can translate books into other languages. And in his case, our whole relationship was done through French. So if you like French books, if you are into the priesthood and having questions, this book right here by Patrick Reese is a really good book that talks about Sunday. And so there you go. So yes, we do work on books. This was his submitted cover. So his cover was already designed. So we do include that. This is his write-up. This is how you can connect and essentially grab his book and learn more about him directly from there. Dr. Arlene Greenfield, she's such a lovely lady. Oh my goodness. This is a very well developed, experienced teacher out of New York. She was raised and born in Jamaica. And she just talks about her experience in moving from Jamaica to the States and how she got acclimated to our system, to our education system. Ultimately, she was a teacher in Jamaica. When she came here, she continued in teaching. She's still a teacher. And I love writing books with people that are industry professionals that want to share and encourage others. Her goal with writing this book, How to Teach with Your Hands Tied Behind Your Back. We designed this cover. When I met Dr. Arlene, the previous publisher really did her dirty. And my goal was to take that bad taste out of her mouth and put it in a better place. When I met her, she thought this book was only going to work for women. But with our redesigning of her cover, the way we laid out the book, we did give her a really good edit, not because she needed a whole lot of work, but because we saw the vision she had and we wanted to make the book line up. Okay. And after we completed her book in less than 45 days, y'all, it took her years, by the way, to work with the other company and nothing moved. Okay. But when she was able to work with us, we had her project completed within 45 days and boom, whole book done. And the best part is she's able to continue to work in her space. She works with WOMI, which is an internationally known ministry that works with the United Nations and all kinds of stuff. She does incredible things. And that's what I want to show you. You don't know who may need to hear your story. So she talks about her journey, but she also talks about how different teachers may want to quit, this industry when you come in, and how to overcome the challenges you face as a teacher. So if you are a teacher or some that, you got it. I know all of us got teachers if we got children. Give them this book. I'm telling you, they'll love you for it. It's an incredible book. The district is looking at the book to see about incorporating it. If you do know somebody who works with a school district, definitely let me know. I would love to have this book shared with superintendents so they can see how this book can really help teachers because resources are not enough. I just talked to a teacher. I have another client now who's a teacher, and she just pulled money out of her own 401k to pay for something she wanted the girls to experience, and it was a battalion. I don't know if y'all know about that, but it's when Like all the girls dress up in these really nice dresses and the men dress up in tuxes. And basically they do this dance together. Hey, 70 Oli. Thank you so much, hon. I see you. Okay. And they do this really nice expression of like royalty, and it really empowers the children. She didn't want her girls to miss out on it. And so she paid for it out of her own pocket. Okay. I was talking to my husband yesterday, and I know some schools are like, we pay our teachers 65K a year. And I was like, hey, that's actually not bad money. He says, yeah, but a lot of the teachers are pooling their money to pay for stuff for the students. And I just heard it firsthand from one of my clients too. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I have a lot of teachers in my family too. He has teachers in both of his parents were teachers. So yes, we live and breathe this thing. If you're a teacher, I understand your pain, and I would love to work with you on your book. Okay. And then we get to Miss Charlene Harry. Charlene Harry, I absolutely love her. I love her because she is a civil engineer. And sometimes we may think that what we bring to the table might not be enough because people may tell us that, oh, you're an anomaly. It's not a lot of you. There's no representation. We can look at a lot of the shortcomings, but I love how she was not willing to take no for an answer. Charlene, this is her book. It's kind of funny. Charlene was working with another publisher when we met her, but she was like, Krystal, I love you and I want to work with you. I said, okay, no problem. Let's work on your book. So this is actually her second book. And her first book didn't even come out until like 2 years after her first book was released with me. So she met me, and within 45 days, her book was completed and published. 2 years later, her first book is put out, which looks like her second book, but this one is actually her second book. And what I love is co-create with confidence, leverage your voice, and capitalize on your talents. Me and her, we were a brain trust with designing the cover, and I absolutely loved it. It was a process, and that's what I love too, is if you want to take the reins and design it yourself, or do as much as you can, we are here to support our authors in ways that most companies don't. Okay, and many may not at all. And this was an enjoyable experience for her. This is her write-up. This will also take you to connect with her on her website, because she has a whole website built, so y'all can go check her out. And then we get to Dr. Shannon Simpson Sand. She's actually here on TikTok. I love her. She's a nurse, and she helps other nurses to be able to stay in the industry. It may be hard to do some of these jobs when people don't see you or care about all that you do and stuff like that. So I wanted to definitely encourage people that are going through that there are people out here with a voice, and hers is on motivation and helping people to stay motivated. This right here is Dr. Ida White. I love her. This lady is funny. When I say funny, she's funny. And she won senior pageants for multiple years. She's been in beauty pageants in her senior year. She didn't do it when she was young. She did it when she got older. So that's what I want to tell you. If you have a dream, do your dream. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't let age be the reason why you didn't do it. Okay? Find a way. What I love about her as well, this is her book cover that we designed. It's From Brokenness to Beautiful. She was born in New York City, or essentially born and raised in New York. A lot of her life was shared there. And then she ended up moving to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. She loved it. She got married. She talks about that. She talks about the life she's lived and how she met the love of her life. She's done things with the Air Force. I'm telling y'all, this lady has done like 18 career jobs type stuff in very short periods of time. She is now 98 years old, so she is not playing. And we were able to complete her book in a couple of months. We did help her with ghostwriting, so we do write books from start to finish. So if you do need ghostwriting help, some of the authors I've already shared were ghostwriting clients. But we love what we do. We love interviewing people, pulling out your story, and then helping you to format it, edit it, and get it to the right people. Okay. So if you need that kind of help, it's here. Selena McBride. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful soul. Selena is amazing. She is a inspirational coach. She is a woman that's doing things, has a lot going on for herself. I love that she has she doesn't give up. Sometimes it's easy to give up because, things may not work the way we want it to. And so I want to encourage you, if things have not been working the way you want it to, it's not over. Stay focused. Don't quit. Don't give up. This is her book cover that we designed for her. Name of her book is Shatter the Limits. This is the introvert's guide to overcoming limiting beliefs. So she's an introvert, but she has definitely broken out of her shell. And she wants to help other introverts to do the same. Because a lot of times introverts don't get seen, they don't get the promotions, they don't really get the acknowledgments that they need. They usually pick jobs where they're kind of in the back, but sometimes you got to come out to the front. And I love how she does it. I love how she helps others. This is her write up. You can also connect with her as well. Ultimately, Paul has a phenomenal story. Paul's story is quite unique. Some people essentially want us to work with them, but they may not necessarily want to publish their book. They just want to write it, they want to put it together. And Paul was one of my clients that wanted to do that. So we worked with him to edit his book and just get it organized. And when the time comes, if he wants to revisit publishing it, we're definitely going to help him do it. Okay. So that's what we do help people to do, is to think through their details. This right here is another lovely lady who has multiple books. Her two books are Married, Separated, I'm Back, and Walking with God. This was her 30-day devotional. So we helped her to do both of those. She designed her own covers. This is a write-up on her. What I love is her and her husband separated for about 5 years. And when she thought to finalize the divorce, the father said, nope, y'all gonna go back. You gonna go back to your husband and work that out. And they did. So now she is a very inspiring coach and just person that can help people with marriages. So if your marriage is, separated, but it may not be the end for you all, I want you to talk to Sabrina Krystal. Okay. Wonderful woman. She knows what she's doing. I actually gave her a referral client of mine because I just love how she works with people and what she does. She really does believe in people. Shantae Adams, this sister here is phenomenal. I love her. She is so sweet, so kind, so loving. Hey, Olie. And sometimes we don't realize where people have come from because we meet them at their best. And I met Shantae at her best. It would be hard for me to picture her being overly aggressive, but she was. And this is by her own admission, by the way. So this is her book. So we designed her book as well. The name of her book is Release the Honey Within You. And she is the virtual honeybee lady. That's her name. And she wants to give 7 keys to beautify the overly aggressive to become a virtual honeybee lady. So what she found was she was very overly aggressive because she wanted to control things. And in her desire to control things, it wasn't to hurt people, but it was to protect people. But it came off not in that way at all. So she realized her overly aggressive attitude or the way of communicating cost her marriage. It cost her the connection she really wanted with her daughter when she was growing up. But when she started to work on herself, to release the honey, to release the goodness, to release the hope, the love, and all of that that's within her, that she believes is within the women that are having to be, strong, maybe overly strong, that is now where she's at and how she helps people to release the pain and the aggravation, the frustration we may hold, so that that life ain't over. And that's what I love about her. This is a write-up about her. You can definitely check her out on on Kaylee Publishing on our site. Another person, this right here, she's like my sister now. We met at a conference in Atlanta, and when we met each other, she was like, love you, let me do this, let me do that. I said, girl, no, if you want to write your book, you let me know. So we have done 3 books for Melvina, and she's still talking about doing 2 more books. So we work with a lot of authors that want to be repeat authors. Hey, Timothy, I see you too. Okay, so if you have an interest in becoming a repeat author, okay, this is the company. Kaylee Publishing is my company, and I love working with my authors. As you can see, I know all of their books because I work on them. I take my life, my business very seriously. And so working with you and helping you tell your stories is something that is memorable to me. So this was her first book. We designed this one, Come Hell or High Water. She has 2 more, like I was saying, so you can definitely check her out. Her website is linked, so you can go to her website to learn more. I didn't say it was over and let it go was her 3rd one. I also do a podcast Once a Month with Melvina W. And it's all about give me something to work with is the name of it. You can see it on Spotify and basically it's everywhere. iHeartRadio, all that jazz. So yes, if you like podcasting, check out the podcast because she's wild. I'm not telling you she's wild. She's hilarious. Her whole book is funny. She talks about stuff. It's funny because her book is not anything. She's a medical coder with 20 years of experience. She went from honestly sitting in the dark with her husband and children to owning two houses. One is like a mansion in the Atlanta metro area. And she put all of her daughters through college, paid for, no debt. Okay. Bought all their stuff. And I just think it's amazing. She's an incredible example of what can be done when you put your feet to something and you keep going. You don't quit, you don't stop. Like her name of her first book is Come Hell or High Water. And it came. Let me tell you, it came. But she shows you how she overcame it. If you are wanting to go into the medical field, but you don't want to deal with medicine, but you like the stability of the industry, she teaches you medical coding that you can do from home. And she shows you how you can make six figures like she does and has been doing for 15, 20 years. Okay. So if that can help you transition your life, I'm telling you, grab her book, go look her up, Melvina Washington, but her author name is Melvina W. So definitely check her out. But if you go to Kaylee Pub, you can definitely check out all of our authors. They're all on our website. The name of the company is KLE Publishing. So you can look for us, and when you do, it will be able to show you all of our authors are listed, and you can click and look at all of them. Dee Dee Harrell has an incredible book. I mean, I got to see if we developed her page, and we did. This is Miss Dee Dee, Coach Dee Dee. She's so lovely. She's so beautiful. And she has an incredible story, journey, and desire to help women. BABES is her acronym, but it means a whole lot more. So yes, Babes Breaking Barriers is what she does. So if you are wanting to break barriers spiritually, emotionally, and socially, she went through an incredible relationship, a separation, divorce, and then she had to rebound. And she teaches other women how to rebound. So if you are in that phase and you need someone to just kind of be with you, this is it. Dee Dee Harrell is amazing. Let me take y'all through a couple more. I know we're running through a lot of authors. I told y'all, we've been doing this for a while, and we're not even done with the list. It's still a whole nother section. This right here is Pastor Leroy Armstrong. Incredible man. He pastors. He helps encourage other pastors, other leaders. He does a lot of conferences. He does very, very well with his book, Disrupt Your Setting, Disruption, Resetting Your Life Purpose. This book has been doing like 1,000 copies every year. So if you want to grab a book that will help you to reset your life, reset and get things back into step, then I want to encourage you to definitely get the book from Pastor. His name is Leroy R. Armstrong Jr. So if you want to look him up. Here's his write-up. You can also connect with him straight from our page to learn more about him. Let me see who's next. Okay, I gotta definitely do Nicole Franklin. So I'm trying to get us to the end of this list. On the next live, I'll do the other half because there's another. I'm telling you, we've worked with it. I think it's 50 or 100 authors, something crazy. So a lot of them are on our site. A lot of them are in progress. If you are on this live and you want to be able to be added to my list of authors that I love to help and to support, I want you to definitely look up my company, KLE Publishing. You can see that we offer traditional services as well as self-publishing. And the biggest difference between self-publishing and traditional when it comes to us, okay, is traditional publishing, we will invest in your book. In investing in your book, we're going to reduce your costs. We're going to help you on the business side, which is our biggest advantage, okay, because most authors don't know how to sell their books once they're completed. So our job is to help you build your brand, understand the business, and then be your partner to help pay for some of your expenses, most of them, honestly. And then you get to decide what percentage share you want to share with us. It's not a fixed amount. We will give you an offer if we love your book and feel like it is where we're going. Okay. And if it is not where we're going, we will still apply your submission fee towards self-publishing services. Or honestly, you can leave our consultations knowing what to do and just go implement what we're going to share. Because that's what we do. We help people to know how to navigate this business. And as your business partner with traditional publishing, we're going to help you build that bridge. To get that journey started, it's $250. Okay. With the $250, it will allow us to review your book. We're going to give you a book review. We're going to read through it. Okay. Not all of it, but we read sections. And we're going to be looking at how your book flows. We're going to be looking at what things you're doing well. We're going to tell you. We're going to let you know what you could do better. Okay. And how we can fix it. And then we're also going to show you where you may want to target it, meaning how are you going to sell it? You can literally take this consultation and run with it. You don't have to work with us as your publisher or even in traditional publishing, but we want to make sure all of our cards are on the table and you can decide. Okay. If you essentially move to the next step, we will email you within 72 hours with your offer. And in the offer, you can pick whatever offer you want. You can even say, hey, I want to just go self-publishing. And you can do that too. And the best part is you get the business lowdown, which is what a lot of people miss. Okay. With self-publishing, you own everything. There are no percentage shares. There's one fee you pay, and that's it. We build it all for you. We make it easy. Okay. And there are several levels to services. We can format what you already wrote. We can edit what you already wrote. We can do a deep edit where we're restructuring and sometimes adding words or finishing a chapter or two for you. And then, of course, we can also write the whole book through interviewing you. We don't use AI in our services to write any of our content. It's actually me. I am the senior writer, ghostwriter, an editor. And then I do have a team that works with me for grammar and other things like that. If your genre is particular, I do have other writers that I can pull in to help, make your book as best as we know it can be. So all of our people work in the United States. We are a minority owned company. I'm the owner. And I do work with other people to make sure voices that sometimes may not be heard can be heard. So if that definitely inspires you to tell your story, let me tell you, I started my business because I wanted 3G Publishing to publish for me. And she told me, go learn it yourself, Krystal, you can do this. And I did. And she was right. Myrna, I love you always. I will always promote and let y'all know she's a great company as well. She's done a lot of good things. I've referred some of my clients to her when I first started, especially because she was more set up when I was in the beginning. But now I have grown. I started my company back in 2015. So I've been doing this for about 11 years. And I have 64 of my books to show for it, but I have many more other authors that I work with. So I wanted to share them during the live. I know I talk about a lot of stuff, but I wanted to show you today. Okay. Reynolds said this, I want to read my book, but I'm currently working on a new novel. Okay. No problem. So, essentially we do help people with multiple books. One of my clients, I got to show y'all his book too. I'm so excited for him because we just republished his previously published book because he wanted to better his graphics and just kind of get things, have a better experience. So if you publish your book with another publisher, but you just don't like it, they didn't do you dirty or necessarily. Sometimes they have, but you just don't quite feel connected. I was able to revamp his book, and let me tell you, it's night and day different. And he says it, not me. So yes. This right here, though, this is Miss Nicole Franklin, and the name of her book that she wrote with her lovely mother. Can't y'all tell? Don't they look like twins? Oh my goodness, so similar. The name of their book is Ella's Sunday Song, and it is so adorable. And this is some of the pages within the book. We did help her with designing her graphics. We had a graphics person helping with her illustrations. We were able to set her pages. And this is a bit more about her and her mom and the story and the grounding, which really encourages people to look at their history and teach your history so your children and grandchildren can know it. It's a book that celebrates legacy and family. And I encourage you definitely to tap into that. And yes, and they are history. They are teachers. They are in the film industry. Nicole is a director, okay, doing big things in her space. So proud of her. And so she trusted us to be able to help her with her book journey. And we were definitely thrilled to do that. Jillian Martin is one of our authors. She is an illustrator as well. This is the book that we helped her to publish. All of the illustrations are of her own. And we were able to help her to edit her story to make it more cohesive, make it a little bit bigger than it was so that it can have the page count. Because even with children's books, in order to have the best distribution experience, you have to meet certain page count requirements. So we made sure her book did that. You can learn more about her. She's got more books that she wants to publish, and we would love to work with her again. I love working with my current authors and helping them to build their categories or their catalogs. So if that's something you are looking to do, we can do that. Yvonne Galloway, this is Pacific Coast, Kelly. She is a lovely grandmother, looking fashionable every Sunday, let me tell you. And she is a artist. I know some of us are like, yes. So this is her book. We helped her to basically just typeset her book. She designed all of her pages. This is the original art. And I love working with original artists because, you know, it's real. It's real art. It makes sense. It's plain. Okay. And this one is the secret handbook to how to survive for flies, basically. So she talks about a fly's life and all these funny little, you know, the sketches she's done are hilarious. And the writing, I love. She tells a lot of stories. Her goal is to tell more. I gotta definitely reach out to her and connect and see where she's at. Latoya Maddox. I'm so excited for her. Her first book, Change Your Mind, Change Your Money, is coming out in the next in days, y'all. It's done. We're about to go and push the button. We're just fine-tuning some things, but this book will be released in the next few days. Latoya Maddox, an incredible woman, powerful story. She's a financial advisor that helps people to reset their lives. Okay, so if your life has been on the fritz and financially struggling, you want to work with somebody who has the credentials, the experience, the know-how to work with people and show them how to save and protect their money. So definitely check out Latoya Maddox. You can search her, you can find her company, her details are here, and you connect to her site from there. Another person, and this is KLE Publishing. If you are just tapping in, you can look us up, you can find us online, and you can connect with all of our authors. NL Hodge, she has her first book, but we are reworking hers because she wanted to change some things. So I'll make sure I take care of hers. Bruce Ford, he's a poet. He's done a lot of poetry. He is a well-known poet, and he is sitting in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is him and his mom. He did so many lovely poems in dedication to her. The name of his book is The Audacity to Believe That I Am Free. He designed his own cover. He has so much that he's built. So proud of him. He's also an actor. He's been doing a lot of play gigs. He loves doing theater. So if y'all want to check him out and support him, Bruce E. Ford is what he is, who he is on TikTok and other platforms. You can search him and look him up and learn more about him. Let me make sure. Monica Quarles. Oh my goodness. I gotta see why that's doing that because hers should be up. But Monica is we just finished her book, and her books are beautiful. She has 3 books out. She has a coloring book. She has a children's book that we turned into a coloring book as well. And then she also has her story, which combines her story with her daughter's miracles. So I'll make sure that I definitely do another video on when I do the next one. I'm going to make sure that that's situated because you gotta see it. It's beautiful. Like her cover is beautiful. Everything we did with her book was amazing. And she had a good experience. So definitely look up Monica Quarles, and her website will tell you a whole lot more. Natalie Nicole, we were able to help her do a devotional. I love doing devotionals. I love how they can honestly be done differently. Maybe even, I would say differently. Some would argue better, but I would say differently. And working on her book, helping her get this done was great. She did have someone design her cover, and we just made sure that it was the right specs. But it was kind of funny. After she paid someone to do it, she was like, "Girl, you mean to tell me y'all did that too?" I said, "Yeah, we would." I mean, it's complimentary. You can use our cover or you can hire someone. She said, "Next time I'm gonna do that." I said, "It's all good. Next time." So yes, we look forward to working with her on her next book. She has 2 books out. The previous one, we were not her publisher. She put out before she met us. And then this one is her latest one. So definitely look her up. And in that devotional, she's dealing with life. She's dealing with spiritual growth, spiritual empowerment, and just really embracing living again, breathing again, doing things differently, better than you did before, for sure. Okay, we're getting almost there, y'all. Effie Rubia, her book, she is actually from Kenya. And I met her through Google. She reached out to my company, KLE Publishing, and she needed my help to really just kind of polish up the story. It was pretty much written, but the last two chapters she really wanted our help with. So we did. We did edit her book as well. And in this book, we designed her cover. We wanted to give her something that was as beautiful as she is, as loving as she is. She is a practicing nurse. So I told y'all I work with a lot of nurses. So if y'all got time to write y'all stories, I got time to publish them for you. Okay. So reach out to me. Let me know. I would love to help you. This is a bit more about her, and it talks about her journey, and also the content of the book is about her life when she was in Kenya, and ultimately how she made it to the United States, her process, her highs, her lows. Some of the chaos was pretty good. It's really good. It kind of gives you a glimpse into Kenya. So if you've always been curious of how other people live around the world, I encourage you to grab her book. All right. Let me see. Some other people, some of these, Brian, I know Brian is in process, so there won't be much to show. But what I love about Brian, I met him at an airport. So this is me and Brian at the airport. And we just got talking. And he was like, Krystal, I want to work with you. Let's get it done. I said, all right, Brian, what kind of book do you want to write? And we're going to be writing a book about miracles, because he's had so many miracles. I've had so many miracles, and we wanted to write the book together. So it's in process. This is a write-up about it. But again, I love how loving he is. I love how willing he is to be a mouthpiece for God, be an ambassador, be an encouraging light. So yes, if you have a miracle that you would like to have featured in a book, reach out to me, Kaylee Publishing, send me a message. Say, hey, I saw your message and you're looking for miracles. I got one. And then I'll show you how we would love to include your miracle in that book. I'm going to definitely be in touch with him. Akima Ray, her and her husband have both written books. I've helped with both of their books. Akima Ray's book is coming, and her husband's book is in revision right now. So that one is not done yet. Yeah, I knew that one was going to be done. That one's not done yet, so it will be coming to the website. Abby Otto, her book is coming. So when we have authors that are in process, we can also still add them. So you'll see congratulations, Abby Otto, or people's congratulations messages to let you know that their books are coming. Hers is so cute. She's literally a child author, y'all. She's 9, and she does her own comics. And so we're going to be helping her to embellish her comics, and then ultimately publish her books. And she has a series, so I'm so proud of her, and I'm looking forward to it. We do have plans for children authors. So if you have a grandchild, your child, your niece, your nephew, who you know is incredible, and you're like, man, you should publish, we do have plans specific for children, okay? Because we know it is, I want to celebrate it. All my children are published, my younger children. And all of them have 4 or 5 books. My sons and my daughters each have 2 books. So I would encourage you, let them explore their interest in writing and publishing, because they may have something that the rest of the world needs to see too. Hey, Jerry, I just wanted to let you know I do see you. Welcome to the live, hon. All right. And then we're going to get to Pamela Mathis. Her book is in progress. She has an incredible story, phenomenal prophetess, woman of God. And she is spot on with a lot of stuff. Dr. Ada is a woman. This is her book, and she works with the United Nations. Like, she does a lot of stuff, but she does a lot of stuff in the ministry space. With her book, we didn't have to edit anything. She already did that part. So all she wanted us to do was to help her to publish it. So we basically formatted it and got the book out, and that was all she wrote. So that's how we did that. And then Jacob Bramlett, I'm so proud of him. He's the last author I'm going to talk about today. Jacob's story is this one, Jacob's Ladder, Becoming the Change I Wanted to See. This is one of the inside pages of the book. He is very busy on TikTok. So if y'all want to catch up with him, go to TikTok, look up Jacob's Ladder, and you will find him. This is his book, Becoming the Change I Wanted to See. Incredible story. When I talk about moving, heart wrenching, it was so good. And let me tell y'all, when I met Jay was like, Krystal, I can't write my book. It'll take me years. Hey, Dizzy, thank you so much. He was like, it'll take years to do my book. I said, who's you talking to? What company you working with? Because if you're working with me, it ain't gonna take no years. That's too long. He was like, well, I don't even have nothing written down yet. I said, no problem. I'm going to show you how to write your book. And then as you write your book, when you're finished, let me know. He finished writing his book from start to finish in less than 90 days using the book. So let me share this book with you real quick. So for some of you who are unaware, we do have a book, and this book we actually encourage you to grab. All of my clients get a copy of this book. Okay, it's part of my consultation. In order for you to work with Kaylee Publishing, you will have this book because I want you to know my process and how we work with people, so that you'll know what to expect from us. And even if you work with someone else, you can still use this book. This book will help you to write your stories. If you have not written anything, it will show you. If you wrote it, but you want to make sure it's going to be on point, this is the book. This is how you can start working with me as well. So he bought this book. After he bought the book within 90 days, it was less than that, his book was done. And then when his book was done, he submitted his book to me and we continued the process. And within 60 days, I had his book formatted, edited, and published. He was out in December of last year. He told me last year he couldn't get it done for years, and we got it done within the same year. So we beat his birthday by like 2 months. So if y'all have goals of finishing books before your birthday and stuff like that, we can definitely help make that happen. This is a write-up of Jacob's Ladder and his story. I mean, from physical abuse, mental abuse, from trying to cut himself to take his own life. He shares all of it in the story. So if you know people that are struggling and honestly trying to get free, incredible book. Okay. He talked a lot about his book and his journey. He is actually an author that understands he has to build the business. And I love, being able to support him and connect with him, have him on some of my lives. We're going to do a live together soon. So if you guys haven't followed me yet, be sure to do that so you can get the drop on all the things that are coming. If you have questions about writing and telling your story, you can look up my company, which is KLE Publishing. Okay, KLE Publishing. When you look us up, it's going to offer you traditional self-publishing. If you don't know what to decide, then just reach out to me, give us a call. Our phone number is there. If you click on my profile, you can find my phone number as well on TikTok and other places. So you can know I'm a real person. I do this every day. I'm actually going to leave here and work on like 5 books that'll be published in the next week or two. And if you want to get your book done in 90 days or less, that's what we do. That's how we help most of our clients, is getting done in 90 days or less. Okay. If you want to get published for less, then you want to look at the traditional way. With traditional publishing, we can get people published for as low, I think one of the plans with everything was like $600. Okay. So it can be very, very, very affordable when you do traditional publishing. And we are going to, again, make sure your book matches our standards. So if you need editing or formatting and stuff like that, we can partner with you and also help you with the business side. Now that is $250 to do that. Okay. If you want to go self-publishing, it's the same services. It just means you own everything. And we're going to make sure you have the best experience. It's $156 to get started with that. But when you buy the guide that you see pinned right now, you will take $100 off your start services. So it would only be $56 to start with self-publishing. If you have the guide, it would only be $150, to submit your book for us to look at for traditional publishing, which is really the consultation. If you have this book, because we're going to check, okay? So if you have this book, that's how you can do it. You do have to buy it from me or through our platform so that we can definitely have it, and we will apply the discount. You will get a signed copy of the book. I will autograph the book. I did write it. This is my process. I personally have 64 published books. You can look me up. I'm author K Lee on all platforms, author KLEE. You can also look me up on stores. I'm published globally. I'm excited to say that I really started promoting my books last year. And last year, I did about $20,000 in book sales. So if you have not been selling books and you're looking for the holes in the process, I can show you how you got to build a business. You got to build your brand. You got to get out there. And if you don't know how, if you need a plan, then my company can help you build that. KLE Publishing does offer business services. Okay. And with those business services, we will help you to launch your business and get your authorship business going in the right direction. Okay. If you are just a company or you want to launch your company, with the Kaylee Business Concierge, we help you to build CRMs, websites, social media plans, all of that stuff. So definitely reach out to me and I can help guide you on all of that Kaylee can do for you, just to make your life easier, right? If we can focus on what we're good at instead of what we're trying to make ourselves learn, we could be more productive. We can move faster because we have a team. How many of y'all know it's easier to move with a team when everybody knows what they're doing than trying to do everything yourself? So don't be afraid to invest. I got to tell you that, because in this business, it's a business. So it will require investment. It will require your time. It will require your effort. It will require you to be an active participant in the selling of your books if you really want to do this. Okay. And the good news is I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you your options and you get to choose. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the things I love too about how I work and I work with other people, is I'm able to hear you and know what you want. You can call me. I do video conferences as well for some of our consultations. So you get to see me, know I'm a real person, and I am the person I am online and in person when you see me on video. Okay. So if you need my help, reach out to me. You can send me a message. You can look up my company, Kaylee Publishing. And of course, if you need the business help, I want to make sure that I share that with you before I go. Let me see. Here you go. Yes. So if you need the business help, this is the business guide, ultimately, that I use for the business services, because a lot of authors that come to me don't have a business mindset, because, when you writing a book, you're not thinking, oh, this is a business. You're thinking, tell my story. You're thinking, maybe the publicist side of things. But I want to tell you, if you really want to make money in this industry, you got to think like a business owner. Okay. And if you've never had a business, if you've never run one, if you haven't been in management before, or if you haven't been in management in an industry like this, then I need to catch you up. I need to show you that first. So when you grab this book, it will start the conversation for sure. And then I would love to have a consultation with you so I can show you what to do. And if you want to move forward with services with working with me, I will take $100 off your services because you have the book. Okay. But you do have to get it from my shop. You do have to get it right here. So use the pen, add this book to your cart, check out when you can. If today ain't the day, do it soon. Okay. For those of you that are here, this will also share with you how to ultimately get your books promoted. If you're ready to promote your book and you're like, Krystal, what would it cost? What would it cost me to get your help to show me how to build my brand and to start promoting my books and Lord's willing, lead me to book sales? Okay. It's $350 for you to start in our promotional packages as an author. And yes, we offer more services, but $350 is the start. I can actually let me see if I can, hold on, let me see if I can show it. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me pull it up real quick. So I'm gonna just show you how it works and what services that we do, so you can know if you do connect with us on line, how we work with you. Hold on one second. Let me just see. Oh, did I do that wrong? I did. Hold on. Ooh, I can't spell. Hold on. KLEBC. And then okay. Okay, one second. So okay, yeah. So if you look us up, this is where you'll be, right? Ultimately. And when you're here, you can go to authorship business help. And when you're on authorship business help, it's just going to show you the different options that we offer to help authors with selling, promoting, and building their business. Okay. So with option one, we're going to review your book. We're going to look at your intended product sales target audience, because a lot of times your audience or your demographic isn't defined. And when it's not defined, you'll be trying to sell to people that don't exist. Okay. So the key, or you're going to places where they're not at. So we need to nail that down. Another thing is it's going to give you a PDF deliverable for when we conclude our consultation. So you'll be able to use that to move forward. And the book consultation, of course, is how we're going to develop this. With option two, you're going to get everything from one, but we're also going to help you do a social media launch package. It's going to be 30 posts. These are going to be graphic posts. So if you're like, man, I really need to get out there, I need to start posting. Okay. If you haven't been posting, we're going to post for you. We're going to look at your handles, hashtags, things like that, just to make sure that the posts are going to have trending hash handles to them, stuff like that. So that's the marketing side, promotional side that goes with the graphics. These are going to be physical posts, so they're going to be images. All right. And then we're also going to help you with your book strategy. The best part about this one is the strategy, because you can take the strategy and go implement it yourself. That's what we want you to be able to do. Okay. And when you're implementing the strategy, you're going to know what you need to do to sell more books, to get out there, etc. So if you have been lost, you need a book strategy, then you want to go at least option 2, because it's going to include the book strategy. If you don't know who your audience is, if you haven't thought about, where to go, you need to start with 1 at least, because it's going to help you to define who you're targeting. Okay. If you don't know that, then how are you going to know if your book is going to solve a problem and you don't know who you're talking to? So we're going to help you answer that and get you through that. Option 3. Well, option 3, again, these build up. So you're going to get everything from 1 and 2, but you're also going to get social media reels, because you want to have videos, y'all. How many of y'all know images are great, but you need to balance them out with reels? Okay. So we're going to incorporate reels in your social media campaign. We're also going to give you scripting for doing lives. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go live. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. We're going to write out your script suggestions, and all you have to do is use what we're sharing with you on your live. So we take out all the guesswork. We take out the fear. We want to encourage you, go live. Okay. I know some of you are like, oh no, I don't want to go live. What if nobody's there? It's okay. At home, when you're dreaming, aren't you talking to yourself anyway? Some of us do, if we honest. But if y'all ain't gonna be honest, it's okay. But I want to encourage you, when you go live, you allow people who are honestly walking through the social media world to find you. And when they find you, it encourages them to what? Connect with you. If you want to build your brand, okay, you're going to want to go live, because going live allows people to find you. If you want to have a shop that's connected to your live, you gotta go live. you gotta be willing to have it and connect with the right people and show them how to order your books, how to connect with you, how to see what you do and learn from you. Okay. So going live allows people to meet you and connect. Okay. So go live. Next thing is I'm going to also manage your social media. So with the second one, we don't manage it. We set the dates out based on how you want them, but we don't necessarily keep up with comments and stuff like that with the second one. The third one we do. We fully manage your account, and it also includes us helping you to script your lives and make sure you know what videos you're going to want to put out personally. And then, of course, we make reels for you that get mixed in to your graphic post. Okay. Another thing is we're going to give you a book launch program. So if you are in the phase where you've never done a book launch, or you haven't done a book event, or not lately, we're going to give you a program that you'll be able to use. We're going to show you how to run your live event or your event, so you have the confidence. So you can do your book launch parties or your book event in complete confidence, because we're going to help you with that part. We're going to help you design your program, and we're going to give that to you. You can use that. It's our bonus to you. Now with option 4, what I love about option 4, obviously you get everything that was previously said, but we also give you your live booth setup. So if you know you have to go to events, you have to go to conventions and stuff like that, you're going to want a table topper, something with your name, a stand-up banner. All of these things help you to get recognized, and we give you the bundle. We design it all and mail it to you. Done. Done. You ain't got to worry about it. Okay. So if you are at that stage, this is the great way to do that. All right. We are also going to help you build out your event calendar. Okay. You got to do at least one event a month. For many of us, we don't know where to start. We don't know what event. We don't know how to do. Okay. The next thing is, some of you are like, man, I need to ship my book out to people. I need to send it to this show, or send it to this host, or send it over here, but you don't have the time, or maybe you don't know where. Okay. So we're going to tackle a list for you to essentially submit your book to places. And we're going to look for podcasts that could benefit you to help build out Remember, we build your brand. So in order to build your brand, spread awareness, we have to get you out there. And this package allows us to do everything that we can do to help you to launch your business right. Okay. So you can go to KLE Pub or Krystal, KLE Publishing. Okay. And you can look at the author promotional offers we have, and this will definitely help you. You can also just look up KLE Business Concierge. Okay. When you look that up, it will take you, to get here. And when you're here, you can see all of our plans are under the authorship. I can certainly hold on a second. All of our plans are, oh, right, because it's in the phone. So yeah, all of our plans are here. So it's author book promotion. That's what you want to be able to check out to see more about how we help authors to promote their books. Okay. And you can also just go here and then just click on author business help. And then when you do, it'll bring you here. And we would love to show you how we can help you to launch your business and really take a step forward. Okay. If you don't know where to go, if you're like, Krystal, man, you didn't say all this stuff, I can't follow. Send me a message and I will definitely connect with you. Send me your name, email, phone number. And when you do, I'll be able to know who you are. I'll be able to share what we do. And if I can help you to launch your book business right, if I can help you to write and publish your story, I would love to help you to do that. Okay. So yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. That's all that we do and how I would love to help you until we come to another live, which will be next Thursday. I do the lives once a week, every Thursday. I will see you all again next Thursday, where I'll talk to you more about what KLE does and most importantly, what it could do for you. Okay. So if you've been stressing out about your book, stress. Okay. Till next time, y'all.
Hey guys, I just wanted to make sure that I ended the live. Thank y'all for being here with me. I know it was so much fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Until then, you guys have a phenomenal, blessed day, and I'll see you again on the next live.